So let's jump in here with starting with the breath. Step one, breathing. So we've been working on this low breath. So we'll just kind of keep going with that today. So when we breathe, the diaphragm contracts, so it's flattening out, it's engaging, it's flattening itself out, down. So it kind of pushes our stomach and other inner organs down and out and a little bit to the back. This creates a vacuum. So then air is pulled into the lungs. All right, the lungs are not muscles. The lungs are just sacs and they can fill with air. Filled with water, that's not good though. That's called pneumonia. So the diaphragm is basically an involuntary muscle. So it works on its own, right? It works when you're sleeping. When you are sleeping, your diaphragm continues to contract every several seconds, and you inhale. That's the inhalation. And the exhalation is just the diaphragm relaxing, returning. Now it's no longer pushing all these organs down. It's all returning to its natural position. And the diaphragm, as it comes up, pushes against the lungs and expels the air. So that's just kind of the basics of how humans breathe in most animals. So I just want to kind of enhance that for humans. So we're starting with something natural, a good healthy core, and we will expand on that. So as we're kind of expanding on that and enhancing what's already there, that's why I like to kind of pull my abs in as I'm exhaling. Now, I'm not necessarily doing this while I'm singing. I'm not like focused on how much I'm pulling my abs in as I'm singing. I don't want to be thinking about that. I want to be thinking about the story and my connection with the audience and the life that I'm creating. So, but this is an exercise to kind of get things moving. We're training the body, right? We're here at the gym, the virtual vocal gym. So I pull in those abs, closes all without collapsing, right? Spine stays nice and tall in alignment, rib cage stays comfortably expanded, abs go in, air goes up and out. And then I just relax, right? I get out of the way. So I've engaged my abs, so they're stuck, they're underneath my diaphragm. If I just release them, then the diaphragm can contract quickly, spring into action, and it's doing the work, right? Remember, the diaphragm is an involuntary muscle. So it's not really anything that I do. Like I can stop it from doing things. But just to inhale, it's best to just get out of the way and let it do its thing. That's it. We engage, and then we release. Inhalation is a release. Exhale. Inhale. Let the breath just flow in. And one more time. Exhale. Inhale. Everything's a little lower. At first, you might not feel like you're taking in as much air. This is new. This is a little different. So give it a little time, give it some attention, and I think you'll find that breathing becomes so much easier, feels more natural. Like it should feel good. Then as you're singing a phrase, you're not gasping for air. We already have this sort of heightened natural movement in muscle memory. All right, so let's do our little to get that tension out of the shoulders and really feel those abs working, get those abs to work out. So here we go. Keep standing tall. Don't collapse the rib cage. Try to keep that all up. And release. And exhale it out. Squeezing abs. Keeping neck relaxed. Tensing those shoulders. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. One more time. Squeeze and release. All right, now breath squats as I peek to see if there are any questions. I do not see any. Breath squats. We have our feet more than hip width apart. As I squat, I don't want my knees to go out past my toes. So that means that I feel the angles of ankle to knee to hip, knee to head. Keeping that lower back flat. We're not curving over. No. So, and then we add the breath to that with arms. So as we're squatting, we're inhaling. And as we exhale, I turn the arms. Everything's coming in, up, and out as we exhale. All right, so we're going to start with an exhalation. Exhale out. And here we go, 10 breath squats. 5, 4, And 10. Now remember, step 1 was breathing. Step 2 is hydrate. Always have water at hand. And it's best to drink water throughout the day to maintain hydration. All right, 10 more. Position, feet, knees, hips, shoulders. Exhale. And 10. All right. Give it just a moment. Pardon. We'll do another 15. If breath squats are not comfortable for you, you can just do a little bop. Instead of a breath squat, do a breath bop. Maybe a little. Right? That's very nearly as effective because it's just about kind of getting the body to go in a direction. It's not how far you go, it's just that you're going in the right direction. So even if you're sitting, you're just sitting in a chair, you can do maybe a right, down and out for the inhalation, in and up for the exhalation. You can even do those arms as you do the squat. That's kind of fun. So anything that we do, right, it should feel good. It might feel like work, it might tire you out, but it should feel good. It should not hurt. So if something is hurting, stop, relax, breathe. Step 1, breathe. Maybe step 2, hydrate, and just check in with it, right? So take care of yourself. I'm not there to listen and watch and catch things. So you really have to be in tune with your body. All right, 15 more breath squats. Feet, knees, hips, shoulders. Exhale. Here we go. 5. Let's try switching those arms. 10. 15. All right, just keep breathing, keep breathing. Don't try and slow that breath down. I'm gonna have a little sit on the floor. Feel free to sit in a chair or stay standing or to lay down. I'm gonna close my eyes and follow my breath. Not trying to slow it down, which is an extra challenge as I try to speak. Just feel your breath in and out, feel what's moving. Just follow that movement. Don't slow it down, don't speed it up. I'm going to go through a short mantra. Feel free to tune it out, to just listen, to stay focused on your breath, or to even repeat the mantra after I say it, if you like it. I'll be a little phrase by phrase. You repeat each phrase after me. It's kind of a nice way to warm up the voice. You can whisper it if you like, if you prefer that, or just say it in your mind. But to actually speak it forth can feel quite lovely. It's a gentle way to begin warming up the voice. Mind is calm. Heart is open. Body is loving. Heart is calm. Body is open. Mind is loving. body is calm. Mind is open. Heart is loving. And we're connected to the breath. Coming back into our bodies. At your own pace, opening your eyes, just being gentle with yourself as we come back into this space. And take a bit of time if you need to stand. Don't want that blood to rush out of your brain. I'm going to hydrate. All right, so into that loving, open, peaceful space, we're going to let the voice come through. So, sigh. So we're not singing, we are just sighing. We're flowing on this air, flowing on this peaceful space, these gentle waves. So we exhale, we inhale. Oh, I like adding arm movements. You can do whatever you like. Here we go again. Exhale, inhale. Oh, we're on an O vowel. Actually, I like starting with O for just the bottom, on the beginning and at the end. Everything else on O though. Here we go. Oh. And again. Oh. Maybe check in for some neck tension. Back of the neck. Base of the neck. Underneath the jaw, this is the root of your tongue. If you feel something pressing down, let it go, don't hold the tongue anymore. We're going to breathe again and let that sigh come out through this differently shaped but relaxed space. Here we go. It might be a little bumpier because we're moving that space around. So that's okay. We're not worried what it sounds like. We just want it to not feel tight. All right, let's maybe go to the gullet. And as you're kind of doing some neck massage, gentle, of course, this can be very uncomfortable for some people. I'm not gliding my hand across the skin, right? My fingers are planted into the same spot on the skin and moving the skin. Right? I don't think we actually need to worry about like stretching out the skin and getting more wrinkles. I don't think it really works that way. But if you're afraid of that, then adapt as necessary. Right, but then I'm actually like getting into the muscle, giving a little pressure, a little gentle pressure to just move it around as I sing. As I make sound, right? We're not singing it. Here we go. Oh, and again. All right, that's feeling loosey-goosey now. Let's go to speaking. So now we've got things loosey-goosey. Let's make some vowel sounds. We're still not, don't think singing yet. Now we're just kind of speaking. So we're going to do ni, ne, na, no, nu. And it's sort of like robotic or like pure Italian vowel kind of way. It's not doing ne, no, just ne, no. Single sound. N, and a single vowel sound. So to do that, this is the front of my tongue, this is kind of the middle, and this is the back of my tongue. Right, the tongue is highest, curls way up. Just feel your tongue against your top molars. Ni, drops a little bit. Ne, goes to neutral. Na, so it's not no, it's not pulled back. You may still need to have kind of a up and forward feeling for your tongue, because lots of tongues get kind of in the back and throat. If you know you're throaty, that's something to watch out for. Or if you feel like your tongue is really tight, then maybe for you it actually might be good to kind of let it drift backwards to keep it free. Anyway, that's why you need private lessons. Okay, so come see me. So ni, ne, neutral na, lips forward, no, lips rounded even more, nu. Right, so don't even worry about your tongue for O and U. If we're maybe doing classical music or some very demandingly specific forms of music, then we might need to tweak that tongue a little bit. But mostly, as long as your tongue is free, it'll be fine. So, ni, ne, na, no, nu. And we're just gonna speak that a few times. Do it at your own pace. I'm just gonna let my voice go up and down like I'm having a conversation. So let's have a little conversation. We're only gonna use ni, ne, na, no, nu. But like there's questions, there's answers, there's rage, there's everything. All right, so ni, ne, na, no, nu. Ni, ne, na, no, nu. Ni, ne, na, no, nu. Oh, ni, ne, na. Ni, ne, na. Ni, ne, na, no. Ni, ne, na, no, nu. Ni, ne, na, no, nu. Ni, ne, na, no, nu. No, nu. All right, that's fun. So now we got the voice going a little bit more. We're shaping these vowels. Let's get a little more specific with it. So I like to really make sure my jaw is loose. So we got the jaw hinge right about here, across from your ears, a little like indentation. That's a good place to check into. Also, this is a great one. Fingers between the molars. Ni, ne, na, no, nu. So do what feels good. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're just going to speak it all on one pitch. Let's start here. Ni, ne, na, lips, no, nu. And a little higher. Ni, ne, na, no, nu. And back down, thinking, speaking, but legato and connected. Ni, ne, na, no, nu. Bum, 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 bum. Ni, ne, na, no, nu. Now let's add some more pitch to that, and a little more airflow. Ni, ne, na, no, nu. 1, 3, 5, 3, 1. And as we get higher, definitely feel that sigh called, oh, let that start coming into the sound. Good, just gentle wash of air. The air is the thing that supports the high note, right? Support in singing is not, I don't like to think of it as something that's like sturdy or locked or rigid. It's a constant flow. It's the airflow that supports the voice. That's what makes the voice vibrate, is airflow. So it's like, a ball on top of a fountain of water, right? It's just it's moving, it's bubbly, it's bouncy, it's this little like water fountain keeps flowing. It's that flow that supports it. So it's the airflow that supports the voice. So when we feel like you need more support, whatever that means, flow, give it more flow. And allow the space to change. That's something people get locked into, especially as we kind of work our way up the scale. Sometimes I try to break that up to avoid those patterns. But we keep singing something in the same gear, as it were. So allow the gears to shift. Allow the resonance to move, right? There's no one feels specific pitches. We don't all feel it the same way. So I can't just tell you, oh, well, you should feel it 3/4 way up your nose for a high E flat 5. It doesn't work that way. I wish that would be so much easier, wouldn't it? So it's going to be up to you where you feel it. But just allow it to shift and change. Here we go. Bum, 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 bum. Ni, ne, na, no, nu, bum, bum. Ni, ne, na, no, nu, free the neck. Ni, ne, Ni, ne, no, no, new, nice and flowing. Ni, ne, no, no, new, let it ring if it wants to. Ni, ne, no, no, new, feel your thighs. Ni, ne, no, no, new, that's fun. Ni, ne, no, no, new, one more. Ni, ne, no, no, new. All right, let's give ourselves a little vocal cool down. We'll come down to the low, which we haven't done the last couple of times. We haven't done much with the low, which is interesting because I usually start with the low in lessons. Not always. All right, so low singing. I know so many sopranos. Oh, I don't sing. Wait, would you expect like a bass or an alto just like, oh, I don't sing high notes? No, you need to learn to sing high notes. You need to learn to sing low notes, and that's definitely a different range for different individuals. So do what works for you. If you get too low, it really, like again, it shouldn't hurt, right? As long as it's not hurting, you're probably fine. If it's hurting at all, or feeling really tight, then pick it up an octave for now. Right, so let's do let's do ga ga ga. That's a great word for the tongue. Ga 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 ga. Let's start on the top, on the 5 5. Ga 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 ga. No jaw, no jaw. Relax the jaw. It's just the tongue going up and down, up and down, up and down. To really let that tongue move around. Here we go. Ga 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 ga. Ga 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 bum bum. Ga 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 low breath bum. Ga 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 ga. Now we're going to switch to gi. Maybe for some of you, you should have switched to gi already, or some of you, maybe you stay on ga. See how it feels. But I like E for making sure the vocal folds don't get too thick, pressed, or heavy. So not E, just gi. It's just a little thinner, and it's brighter. Just allow some brightness to come into it, perhaps. So same thing with gi, gi, gi now. And we try to avoid doing gi, 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 gi. Just sort of like sitting on it. Gi, 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 gi. And we want to keep, yes, you want the low, but we want the high, right? As low as you descend, you must also ascend. As high as you ascend, you must also descend. So we still want that whole space for beautiful resonance. It's a different space. We want the space. Gi, here we go. Gi, 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 bum, bum. Gi, 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 gi. Now, you may want to continue doing some more of that, but I have to end the stream very shortly because I have a student. So let me check in. Any questions? Any thoughts? Anything you've always wanted to know? Put it into the chat. In the meantime, while of course this is free, I do absolutely welcome monetary gifts. So you can find me on Venmo, PayPal, and Patreon. Links are in the comments and in the description. And if you decide to watch the debate tonight, either because you're a glutton for punishment, or you're like me and you have a sort of more morbid, pervy sense of humor, then maybe at 7:30, after all, listening to them have their say, you'll want to come back here to work on your voice and expressing yourself. So if you have the time, maybe find a YouTube karaoke track or just a regular song to sing along to, have some fun, find something that's fun to sing. Looks like there are no questions, so we will wrap up there. Thanks so much for joining us. And love yourself, love your voice, and have so much fun. Bye bye now.